Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another intuitive reading. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hi, my name is Bianca, but some of the OGs of this channel also knows me as Miss J, and welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do intuitive readings like this one, trending topic readings, and whatever that's going on in the cosmos. Thank you so much for being present with me and clicking on this video, because this reading is going to be a collective guided oracle reading. I just felt called to sit with spirit. And also, it's December 1st. So happy December. Also, happy Sagittarius season. Shout out to all of the Sagittarians out there. I hope you're having an amazing birthday. And Scorpios, during your season, you celebrated in November and late October. So I hope you're having... And to all my Scorpios out there, last month it was your season. I hope you guys had an amazing solar return as well. Capricorns are around the corner, so you know. But that being said, we are going to sit with the divine and do a reading. So, disclaimer, not every message is going to resonate, you know? So grab what is speaking to you and throw out what isn't. And thank you so much again for clicking on this video. Also, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, my books for the month of December will be opened until the 12th of December, and I will be closing them. Only email audio readings are available right now. But so far, a lot of you guys have been loving the readings, and I'm happy about that. The link is in the description box down below. So I'm setting the intention for this reading to give something to each and every one of you. That's what I'm praying for. That's what I prayed for before I started this video, before I started filming. And let's see. What are messages that Spirit would like for us to know during this time? Messages that we need to hear. All right, guys, the card that showed up for all of us is acceptance, but it's in the reverse position. And that's so interesting because while I was away and I was really sitting with myself and I had a lot of time to reflect on the things that I needed to let go of, or the things that I felt that defined me as a person, this word kept popping up throughout my prayers and my meditation while I was away. And it's so interesting that this card jumped out again, but it's not just showing up for me, it's showing up for all of us in some way, shape, or form. How do I even start with a message like this? Because what is going on in your life that you feel that you haven't accepted? You know what I'm saying? What is something that's going on where it's like, no, I refuse, or this can't be, or maybe if I wait, maybe if I keep trying, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, then I will get a different result, right? And I can honestly say that I'm proud of all of us for trying. I'm proud of all of us for giving it our best. I'm proud of all of us for still continuing on despite everything. What is something that's going on in your life that you haven't fully accepted? And this is not going to be a question that's going to have a quick answer. So feel free to sit with that question. What is something in your life that you haven't accepted? And again, if this message isn't for you, then it's not for you. However, if you clicked on this video and you stayed even after this point, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands. So the Wheel of Fortune says change is here, or this reset, it was unavoidable. Change is inevitable. You were meant to experience what it is that you are experiencing. And the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is here, things are going to be changing. I wouldn't say for the better or for the worse, but things are definitely taking a life of its own. And with the Five of Wands, and then the Nine of Swords, I don't want the change. I don't want to turn the page. I don't want this to be. It's like, I don't want to say goodbye. Like, I'm hearing like all of this, I don't want to, or why do I have to, right? Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Hermit, yeah. And then the Magician, followed by the Eight of Cups. So 5 of Wands is conflict. 5 of Wands is what we are fighting for. And when the fighting is like this, it gets a little bit messy. It gets a little bit chaotic. 9 of Swords is overthinking what you know you have to do, but you're not truly accepting that this is the path that you need to take. The Hermit is deep introspection. It's also you being in a space of silence to truly listen to your intuition and to truly listen to the divine, because what Spirit is going to do is hold a mirror and show you the things that you are denying or not accepting. Sorry, let the airplane fly by. And even like hearing all of the airplane and the turbulence that's going on outside, I can keep pausing. I can keep pausing as I channel and act like the noises outside of my home is not disturbing the feng shui of what I'm doing. And I can edit all of that out to make it seem like everything just flowed as I did this reading. But even hearing airplanes and cars zooming and things going on outside, it represents that there are things that we don't really have control over. And we can either act like it's not happening, or we can accept that it's happening and do what we must to protect and show up and nurture ourselves and guard ourselves and make some form of a compromise. Like, okay, this is happening out there. What can I do in here that's going to make me feel safe and secured? What can I do that's going to allow me to make lemonade out of the lemons that were thrown at me or that were given to me? What can I do to make this work? And the moment you start thinking about what can I do for me, because all of this is out of my control, because we kind of live in a peaceful but chaotic world. And if you stay in the chaos, if you stay in a space of not accepting something for what it is, you're going to get frustrated. Just like I could have gotten frustrated when I was channeling and shuffling for all of us. And I'm hearing all of this noise outside and I'm clairaudient. So now I could have easily said, let me get frustrated about the things that I cannot change. Let me get in my feelings. Let me try to act like it's not happening. Let me edit more than I have to so I can get this up there because no, everything is happening as it is and I'm accepting it. If my cat starts meowing during this video, I'll edit some of it out, but I'm going to keep it there to show you that life is happening. Even if I want something to be perfect, it's just not going to be that, but it's going to be what I make it, no matter what has been thrown at me. And I'm accepting all of it and adjusting to it to protect me and to move forward. Y'all see what I did with that? That's the message, guys. I use me as an example, but what is something in your life that you're not really accepting? And when you think about it, is it worth it? Whatever that this is, however that you're going about it. The Hermit, the Magician. Now, the question is, will things get better? Spirit's saying yes. Your guides are saying yes. It is actually going to get better. Once you accept the things that you cannot change, the Magician talks about you making something out of nothing. You really alchemizing this and bending this to your will. You having the power to say that enough is enough, or this is where it ends, or this is where I'm going, and this is what it looks like. Because I can't control all of this, but I can control myself. And by controlling myself, I will have the power to decide on what's going to be around me. You can't control what other people do or how they move, but you can have dominion over yourself and what you allow into your space, into your energy. You can choose what to participate in. You can choose to accept what you're seeing, what you're feeling, or what's the truth, or it's a choice. And you have that free will choice. That's why the Magician is here. And Spirit's saying you actually have more power than you realize to just kind of Go a different path if you absolutely have to. And also another message that's coming through here is I see the Hermit as resting. But while you're resting, you're probably researching. I see a lot of us, especially a lot of you, reading self-help books. A lot of you just going for long walks. A lot of you tapping back into your routine, your spiritual routine, or whatever routine that's going to make you feel very grounded and secure within yourself. I see a lot of you wanting to reclaim peace in your life, making your home more sacred. I'm seeing people painting their walls, like just giving the house more life, more energy. I see people cleaning, decluttering. There's also something going on with recovering from an illness, recovering from an injury. I see that for a lot of us too. This is definitely going to be that time where you're meant to move slow. You're meant to move more slowly. You're meant to rest. You're meant to process. You're meant to actively make a decision and going forward. So it's so funny that the acceptance card showed up. The message on the acceptance card, it says, let me love and accept myself as you love me. May I find you shining brightly within my own being. I accept myself. Now, it was in the reverse position, so I'm going to ask kindly again, what is something in your life that you haven't really accepted for what it is? And whatever that comes to mind is what it is. And ask yourself this, is it holding you back to stay in whatever that this is, or to hold on to what hurt you? Or because even in grief, when we're grieving someone that we love, when we lose someone, right? Even in grief, your ancestors, the person that passed on, grieve them, remember them, cry for them, but they don't want you to not live. They want you to experience. They want you to be happy. They want you to succeed, because you doing that elevates them. By you doing that, they're celebrating you and you're celebrating them. The energy itself, it elevates and it transforms over and over and over. But if you fall because they have left this life, if you decide F it, then who's going to carry on their legacy? Who's going to share those pictures? Who's going to say, this was my best friend, this was my mom, this was my dad, this was my sister, this was my brother, this was my best friend? One thing that I learned while I was in Bali was this priestess said it to me while I was there. She said to me, grief and acceptance live side by side. That will stay with me for the rest of my life. I'm going to say that again. Grief and acceptance live side by side. So in order to see the light in the dark, there is grief. You're going to experience grief. You're going to experience heartbreak, because that's a part of the human experience. But accepting that it has happened, accepting that it came to an end, accepting that you had to say goodbye, accepting what this is fully will allow the grief to get lighter and lighter. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you're able to carry on. And shout out to the Serenity Prayer. It's in the Bible. When I used to study scripture and stuff like that, that was one of my favorite prayers. And that's kind of the vibe of this reading. So if you don't know the Serenity Prayer, look it up. So anyways, guys, so while I'm celebrating someone that I once knew that had passed on, they're elevating in spirit, because I'm keeping their name alive, because I'm speaking of how kind they were, or their triumphs, their victories. You know, this message is so specific because I feel like there's a lot of us that's grieving. And if it's not grieving a person that has passed on, it's definitely grieving what used to be. It's grieving a relationship, or it's having to accept. See, there it goes again. I keep saying the word acceptance, accepting that it won't be what it once was. The Eight of Cups talks about moving forward, despite how difficult it is. It's not an easy oracle to receive. when you get the 8 of Cups. But after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups means your wishes have been fulfilled because you were able to walk forward and achieve the things that you wanted to achieve and to keep going. Page of Cups, 9 of Wands, 3 of Cups. Yeah. Protecting your energy, seeing light at the end of the tunnel with the Page of Cups. 3 of Cups is, yep, and the 2 of Cups. New relationships, new experiences, new things want to happen. But we kind of had to get rid of the dead weight. We have to achieve the things that we say we're going to achieve to, again, elevate our ancestors and the people that we lost and love watching down on us. We got to make them proud. We got to stand up, right? And maybe even accepting that you probably have to work on some things. You have to evolve. You have to make sure that you're not repeating cycles, you know? But the theme of this reading is acceptance. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. What is something that you can accept? What is something that you should work on accepting? That way you can heal and move forward. King of Wands is the epitome of moving forward. It's also a Sagittarius card. Yeah. The next card is Divine Assistance. I am open to receive. I am open to grow. I am open to learn. I am very open to rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm no longer going to fight. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who is willing to receive all the right help. Let me feel deserving of God's assistance in every way. Open me to receive. Yeah. So guys, that is the reading. I'm sending you guys a lot of love. Shout out to all of you that have been doing your best. And you're doing a very good job, might I add. So give yourself grace. Sending you lots of love and light. We will be back with another reading in the future, and I will chit chat with you guys later. Bye.